everyone. My name is Lauren May from Step Up for Students, and today I will be sharing with you an overview of the Florida Tax Credit, Family Empowerment, and Gardner Scholarship Programs. The Florida Tax Credit Scholarship Program is designed for children from low-income families. Scholarship funds may be used toward private school tuition and fees or transportation costs to attend an out-of-district Florida public school. We raise this money at Step Up for Students from large companies such as insurance companies, banks, and food and beverage companies. And when they donate to us, we then turn their donations into scholarships for Florida school children. We currently are raising a little bit more than $600 million a year for the Florida Tax Credit Scholarship Program. So that gives you an idea of how great and wonderfully large our scholarship program is, and it allows us to serve about 100,000 students per year. So now I'm going to go over what we need to determine if a family is eligible. The first thing we have to check is the student eligibility. The second is the household eligibility, and the third is the income eligibility. For a student to be eligible for the Florida Tax Credit Program, they have to be in grades kindergarten through 12th. So in order for us to determine if that's true, we will need your child's birth certificate and or their passport, and we will also need their report card if they are in grades, going into grades 1st through 12th, so that we can ensure we have them slotted for the correct grade level. Next, we'll need your household eligibility. So you have to prove to us that everyone who you say lives in your house actually lives there. So for every adult, you could put their driver's license. You could also put your utility bill, because that would have your name and your address, or your insurance policy. A lot of times the insurance policy will have your name and your children's names on it. It's very important that you have something in there that shows us that your children live in your household. It could also be a rental agreement if you have your children listed on your rental agreement. An insurance policy is usually the one that has the children listed, but we need to have some kind of document with their names and the address on it to prove that they live there. And then the third thing we need is income eligibility. So we will ask you for your pay stubs. We'll need your last 30 days of pay stubs, and we'll also need your Social Security income statements. If you receive SNAP benefits, we'll ask for documentation of that. And we may ask for your prior year tax returns. Those are not required at the first time, but if we have additional questions or if we need them, we'll ask them for you after we review your application. So these are the documents that you'll want to have on hand before you start your application. This is a really great slide, and I encourage you to take a photo of it. This is our 2019-20 scholarship guidelines, and it shows you that if you have a family of 4, for example, you'll get priority funding for the Florida Tax Credit Scholarship if you make $47,638. But you'll also be able to be eligible for the scholarship if you make $66,950. And for the Family Empowerment Scholarship, which I'll explain on the next slide, you can make up to $77,250. So this will show you very quickly if your family would even be eligible for the scholarship. So I encourage you to look at this carefully and determine if you're eligible before you apply. This slide shares with you a beautiful story about one of our graduates from the Florida Tax Credit Scholarship named Denisha Merriweather, and I will link this video on the bottom if you're interested in watching it. It's only 60 seconds, but it really shows you what a great thing the tax credit scholarship can do for our students and graduates and families. So I encourage you to watch this video if you have the time. Now I'm going to share some important dates for the tax credit scholarship. So this January, we opened our application process for renewal families. So families that were already on the scholarship and needed to renew for next year. And they received priority through February of 2020. And in March, we opened for new families. So currently at this time, which is March 25th, 2020, you can apply if you are a new family, and if you did not renew your application yet, you can apply as well. Now we're going to go over the Family Empowerment Scholarship. It's designed for children from low-income families as well. It was created in July of 2019. Like the McKay Scholarship, the Family Empowerment Scholarship is funded through the Florida Education Finance Plan, or the FEFP, and that also funds district public schools as well as public charter schools. Scholarship funds can be used for private school tuition and fees or transportation costs to attend an out-of-district school. So now I'm going to share with you, like I did for the tax credit, the things that we will require for your family if you're applying for the Family Empowerment Scholarship. So these are the three things that we will need to determine. Is the student eligible? Is the household eligible? And is your income eligible? So here's the documentation that we will need. So for your student, one thing I like to point out is that for the Family Empowerment Scholarship Program currently, the child has to be in public school the year prior or going into kindergarten. So if they are not in public school currently or going into kindergarten next year, they would not be eligible for the Family Empowerment Scholarship at this time. We will also need, just like for the tax credit, we'll need their birth certificate, their birth certificate or passport, and their report card. And we will also need to ensure that they are in grades kindergarten through 12, because for the Family Empowerment Scholarship, children have to be in grades kindergarten through 12. Then household eligibility is the same as the tax credit. We need you to show us that everyone in your house, everyone that you say lives in your house on the application, actually lives there. And then we'll need your income eligibility. So we'll need your last 30 days of pay stubs, your SNAP benefits, Social Security income, and any other income statements that you have. This is a really great slide, and when we post this on YouTube, we will put this as a link for you. But if you visit this website, stepupforstudents.org, you can find our videos, and we go step by step on how to apply for our income-based scholarships. So I encourage you, before you start the application, to watch those videos. It will probably take you about 30 minutes to watch all of them, but it will be worth your time because it will make the application process much easier for you. One note that I like to share with families is that our application process is mobile friendly. So you can actually use your phone to apply for the scholarship. So when you're on your phone, it's really nice because when we ask you to submit a document, you can just take a picture of it with your phone and upload that right into your portal. And it makes it really easy and it's user friendly. Now I'm going to share with you some information about the Gardner Scholarship. The Gardner Scholarship is named after Andy Gardner, who is a former president of the Florida Senate, and it's designed for children with unique abilities. The Gardner Scholarship is very unique because parents can customize their child's education. Scholarship funds can be used for private school tuition, therapy, curriculum, technology, and even for a college savings account. The scholarship amount is approximately $10,000 per year. It's very important that you look at these disabilities. If your child has one of these disabilities, then they would qualify for Gardner. So if they have anaphylaxis, those are children with a very severe allergy and an EpiPen. If they have autism spectrum disorder, cerebral palsy, deaf, Down syndrome, dual sensory impaired, a high-risk child, hospital or homebound, intellectual disability, or any of the others listed here, they would qualify for Gardner. So now I'm going to share with you how and what we will need when you apply for the Gardner Scholarship. First, we'll need to determine if the student is eligible, and then we'll have to determine funding eligibility. So we are going to need to ensure that you live in Florida. So we'll need your Florida ID card, Florida driver's license, or utility bill to prove that you live in Florida, and that would be everyone in your home. And then your student's age or grade level. The Gardner Scholarship is available for students ages 3 to 22. So if you don't have a report card for your 3-year-old, that's fine. We'll just need their birth certificate. And then this next one is very important. We will need proof of their disability. And so the two options you have, and this is based on legislation, is a doctor or psychologist diagnosis, or it can be listed in your student's individual education plan, or IEP. Either one of those would count for proof that they have one of these, I'm just going to go back real quick, disabilities. And then if you are still interested in the next steps for Gardner, These are the other things that we will need from you. We will need a letter of admission or enrollment from a private school if you decide to use it for private school tuition. And then we'll need a home education form from the parent or the district if you decide that you're going to homeschool your child with the Gardner Scholarship. And then we do require a notarized sworn compliance statement, but as of January 2020, that can now be done online per legislation. So when you're doing the Gardner application, you'll have the option to do an online notary, and that's fine. If you click that, it's very easy and user-friendly to do. Here are the important dates for the Gardner Scholarship Program. In March of 2020, we opened for new and renewal families. So currently, March 25th, 2020, all families can apply for the Gardner Scholarship, both new and renewal. And on June 30th, renewal families will have funding priority until June 30th, and then on July 1st, we can begin awarding waitlisted families and new families. So here's a video about a student named Aaliyah that's on the Gardner Scholarship, and I will link this if you're interested in seeing it. It's just a 1-minute video that shows the great things that the Gardner Scholarship did for her and her family. And now I would like to share with you some important information. We at Step Up for Students have an advocacy network called Florida Voices for Choices. And what we do is we help families share their great experiences with the scholarship, and we ask our lawmakers to support educational options for all students in Florida. So if you're interested in learning more about what we do, you can follow us on social media, and our tags are on the slide here. It's Florida FL Voices for Choices on Facebook and Instagram, and then our Twitter handle is FLV4C. And if you'd like to join our network, and what we would do if you join our network is we'll share upcoming events with you or advocacy needs. You can just text the letters FVFC to this number 52886 and then sign up to join our network. And I encourage you to do that. It's a great way to stay involved and to know what's going on around the state with our scholarship programs. And here are some resources. We have a really great website, stepupforstudents.org, that has so much information on it. And my favorite thing about our website is we have a chat line. Our chat line is open from 8:30 to 4:30 every day. So if you ever have a question, you can pop on there and chat with one of our representatives, or you can use our call center. Our call center number is 877-735-7837. So we hope that you will join our network, as I told you on the last slide, and feel free to call or reach out if you have any questions as you're doing the scholarship application. I appreciate everyone being here today. I hope this was helpful. Again, I encourage you to visit our online videos that will show you how to apply step by step. And if you have any questions, just give us a call. Thanks. Have a great day.